I've got a nice setup that shows something about EMC and also deals with CE. And CE is a mark that's put on equipment to facilitate freedom of trade between European countries. And it also means that equipment has to meet all applicable standards, like EMC in this example. And sometimes these CE marks are used in a very creative way, and I'd like to show you something about the pitfalls. First of all, one has to ask him or herself the question: is this equipment used in their intended electromagnetic environment? And this setup might show that the environment is not optimal. Some people tend to think that if I specify immunity according to industrial standards, then everything is covered. And that might not be the case. So this type of, let's call it label analysis, might lead to false conclusions or assumptions. Now what I've got here are 4 digital voltmeters, antenna. It's connected to a small transmitter, and you might argue if this is fair or not, but the transmitter is from the old days 27 MC. It's a few watts, but I could also use a stronger transmitter and a directional antenna, and then you won't see the antenna, but the effect's still the same. 4 multimeters, 3 are measuring volts. These 2 wires go to the lamp here. I'll show it. Yes, also the lamp is part of the setup. And there is 1 multimeter, and that's measuring resistance. Connected to a resistor here, 1 mega ohm. This multimeter is indicating up to 200 volts AC, 600 volts AC, 200 volts AC. So I'll zoom in to each and every multimeter. (200 volts AC), and I'll also switch on the backlight. 600. That's the resistance measurement. And there's another one. So what I'm going to do is I'll switch on the transmitter, and each one of you can judge which reading of the multimeter is correct. Now it's off. Now I'm transmitting. Okay. And the other one, this one. Now I'm not transmitting, and now I'm transmitting. 650 volts. Now it's off, and now I'm transmitting. This is the resistance measurement. Now I'm not transmitting. Well, what's happening here? And the other one, off, on. 2 volts. And the one over there. 2 volts. Nothing. So you can decide for yourself which readout is the right one. Well, to make it a bit more clear, I thought, well, let's switch on the light all the way. It actually works. Okay, the light's on, and I'm monitoring the circuit with my measurement equipment. Okay, the resistance, that has nothing to do. 7.8 volts, 6, and that's 600 volts, so it measures about 5 volts. It's a bit off scale. This is better. Okay. Well, let's start transmitting again. Whoa. What's this? Nearly 900 volts. Off. 900 volts. You can even discuss about the make of this of these multimeters. But let's just assume that you use this to monitor the correct operation of your equipment. Transmitting, it doesn't harm. Resistance, well, fluctuates a bit. Not terribly. Let's see what this one does. 6.2, 7.1. Okay. They're all connected in parallel. So depending on how the wires are routed, you still can see this one is really going haywire. And that concludes this demo.